thought of something else that I need to make a point about. To those of you that are targeted by this kind of harassment and such, um, not everybody is doing what you think they're doing, and possibly even people that are causing noise harassment and such like that are not really involved. Because it dawned on me, I stayed in an apartment complex in a decent townhouse. A lot of people were dicks. A lot of people were involved. I've been on Section 8 for a really long time, and I always had issues. But my response to those issues were many of the things that people complain about as noise harassment. Like when people were fucking with me or I thought people were fucking with me, I would pound on the walls. I would yell and scream. I couldn't get any sleep for like 2 weeks in a row, and I straight up set off my car alarm all night long. I told a couple people because I was like, dude, you need to shut your windows. So I'm about like, if I ain't getting no sleep, ain't nobody gonna get no sleep. Because my logic was that like, if I make enough of a ruckus that affects everybody else, maybe somebody will be just like, leave that dude the fuck alone. Because now it's affecting us, and that's not cool. That was my logic. Perhaps it was uncalled for, perhaps I was wrong, and I can accept that. But at the point in time of being sleep deprived and other things, the harassment was getting to me, and I was gonna fucking do something about it. I wasn't having that shit because I didn't know it was organized harassment. You feel me? So, like I said, like sometimes some of the people you think are involved may not be involved. Like I had a truck. One day the rim cover hub or whatever it was came off. Couldn't find it anywhere. I know they used that as a sensitization tactic. That's some old school shit from back when I first found out about this shit. I looked everywhere for the thing. I just never went and bothered to take the time to go buy another one because I didn't have fucking money to do it. So perhaps somebody drives by and has a thing missing and that's part of your sensitization. Like they may just not even be aware of it. Perhaps you should tell them. Like, hey man, your thing's missing. You know what I mean? Also, let's see what else. They say they ride in pairs often. And well, they should. Because they're damn sure not safe if they go around screwing with people all the time. And if you're a harasser and they got you rolling by yourself, you better watch your ass. Because not everybody's going to have as good of a temperament or self-control as I do. And you just might get your ass whooped or get fucking shot. So you should be careful about fucking with people you don't know just because somebody else tells you to do that shit. For real. That's completely... You're just... No sense of self-preservation at all when you go and do this shit. Anywho. They roll in pairs a lot. So, like, perhaps only one of them is a harasser and the other one is just unaware of it. They could be carpooling to work. They could be traveling out of town like somebody's like, hey man, let's go take a vacation or a quick adventure. I used to do that shit all the time. Vacation, quick adventure, all the damn time. Everybody should do that. For real. You should get the fuck up out your house, out your shitty little hometown pride bullshit, and go see something and do something. And that goes for everybody. But just please do keep in mind, the horn honking and cussing and shit, like pounding on the walls and stuff. Maybe you just have a stressed out neighbor that is being caused that way and they're reacting to something else. That is because they say they use some targets to harass other targets. I've never corresponded or conversated or even gotten to talk to somebody else that I'm aware of that was a target of the situation until just the other day on the internet, on YouTube. So I don't really know, but I do know that I used to do a lot of shit that they do as a response to being harassed. That's why when they set off car alarms and all that bullshit and all that shit don't bother me no more. Because I'm just like, you're really using the same shit that I used to do as a response to your shit to try to bug me? Like, fucking really? Really? You think a car alarm's gonna bug me, you stupid monkeys? Like, that's what I did when I was pissed off. Like, how would you... I don't understand their logic in thinking that that's gonna bother me. Unless it's just a mimicry thing, because I know they mimic a lot of the shit we do, or like, and not just them. Narcissists will mimic what you do, like lame posers will mimic what you do. People that want to be you or just think you're cool will mimic what you do. A lot of people do that shit. It's not just an organized harassment thing. Lots of people do that. So don't always attribute that to the situation either. What you need to be looking for is when people be saying some shit and you catch them up. Or when something seems just really weird, just start asking questions, dude. Like, they're going to get all mad and they're going to deflect or they're going to walk away from the conversation. And you could be wrong and the person may just think that you're crazy. But every once in a while, you'll catch them slipping up. Because I know people to tell me that it's bullshit. They'll be talking about shit that I talk to on the phone, and I don't tell anybody. Except the phone. Like I am right now. And there's totally proof of it on my video of them screaming at me. Because when the video starts, I'm sitting there, I'm cheerful, I'm cracking jokes, and I'm talking about how, like, I literally have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what my plan is. Of course I have a plan. Of course I do. I'm always up to something. But I was just testing the water, baby. And ain't it, as soon as they started screaming, I went up there and wanted to know what they were up to. And then there, at some point in time, my brother was like, oh, well, you don't even have a plan, and blah, blah, blah. Like, how the fuck would you know that? Really, how would he even know that? Like, what they're all complaining about that I'm not doing, I'm totally been working on since before I even got to Ohio. For real. Like, how would they even know that? And he's all talking about, like, oh, you think it's this, and you think it's that. I don't know how long the video went on, because it cut off because it ran out of space, I'm saying, to complete the video. But, they talk about a lot of stuff I didn't tell anybody. I just bitched about it on the phone. On the video. Half those videos I've already deleted and shit. Like, how are you going to know some shit? Are you standing outside my door? Listening to me? Or are you watching on my videos? On my phone that you don't have the phone number to and don't know my Gmail account? Because I just started a Gmail account so I could look for a vehicle, because apparently on Craigslist not everybody uses a goddamn phone number. Whatever, I'm old school. They kept me away from computers. I'm not hip to all that shit. That's why my original very first email got hacked so easily, and how people got to me on Facebook so easily, because I just didn't know, and I didn't feel the need to hide anything, because I got nothing to fucking hide. Like, for real, I put motherfuckers on blast. I don't care. I'll tell people about the shitty shit I used to do. I don't care. I've learned from my past. I don't do shitloads of drugs anymore. And people have done me dirty. Everybody needs to know that shit. Sean Tomlin, you're a fucking piece of shit. I know you drugged me the first time that I went to the mental hospital, dude. I know it was you. I do. I know it was you. Somebody else totally admitted to doing some shit like dumping acid on me while I was asleep and shit. And while I enjoy tripping back in the day, and I mean, if I didn't think I'd freak out, I'd probably still trip. But waking up fucking damn near full peak when I gotta go to work is not cool, dude. Okay? Thank you, though, for hooking me up with good drugs back in the day. I do appreciate that. I appreciate all the nice things you did to me before you turned into a total douchebag, faggot piece of shit. Also, anybody that hangs out with Sean Tomlin or sells weed with that motherfucker or to that motherfucker, he's a fucking snitch. Stay the fuck away from him. He's a piece of shit. That's why he doesn't get to see his kids, and that's why his son doesn't call him dad. Or at least he didn't last time I saw him. He called him Sean. Yeah, Tomlin, you're a piece of shit, dude. Yeah, you can talk all the shit you want about me putting some shit on your computer. I don't give a fuck. That's what you get for cock blocking the shit out of me and fucking all my girlfriends. Like, are you that jealous that you want to be me, that you gotta bang all my girlfriends? Like, I'm not that cool, dude. I never really thought I was that cool. Like, I get it, I sing better than you, and, like, people like me better than you, but, I mean, that's because I'm not a dick. And you owe me money for work still, dude. Legit physical labor. Legal work. You still owe me money for that shit. You and Keith over. Both of y'all do. Anyway, said put somebody on blast. But anyway, back to my point. Not everybody you think is involved is actually involved. Okay? Do I believe that when you go to a store, like, damn near everybody there is involved and there are, like, tons of people around and, like, tons of people on the highway? Fuck yes, I do. Absolutely. Like, I traveled across the entire country. Okay? I went all the way down the East Coast, halfway across Florida, one all the way up the Gulf Coast, and all the way up the West Coast to Astoria. I didn't go to Washington because it got too fucking cold, and that's one of the reasons I left Ohio, because it's fucking cold. But anyway, I'm saying it will be everywhere you go. But I had to GPS everywhere I was going, so they had plenty of time to put other people in place. And I've noticed, like the other day, I was headed to a store to go get cat litter and cat food and a few things. And I noticed a dollar store. I was like, it'd be way cheaper to go there than go where I'm going. Same parking lot, same shopping plaza. Went over there, not a single motherfucker in the store except for the people that work there. And don't you know, as soon as I got out of my vehicle and started walking in there, some lady in a white shirt came out and followed me all the way to the back and just stood there for a minute. And I had my video on already because I was bullshitting about something. And I pointed right at her like, you want to say what's up to YouTube? And she dipped. You feel me? And then I saw Garrett's bitch ass. What's up, Garrett? What's up, Garrett? You didn't have anything to say when you saw me there. If you were there, it might not have been you. Could have been somebody else. But I'm pretty sure it was you. Your bitch ass ran like a motherfucker. Yeah, 'cause I'm sober, huh? And you're not all wasted on a bunch of shit, and I never did you dirty. Not one time. And you had no reason to do that shit to me, dude. At all. Like, yes, I sent a bogus text to your dad about your sister when I was totally fucking overdosed and took 82 pills. But they were psych meds, bro. They affect your brain. That's how I wound up taking 82 pills, because I forgot how many I took and wasn't feeling right, and the shit affected my brain. That's actually why they prescribe people psych pills, to affect their goddamn brain. I was just taking them recreationally because I couldn't find any good weed, because frankly, y'all are some fucking lightweight faggots. No offense to gay people. You want to be gay? That's cool. I think it's gross, but I mean, I don't hate you for it or whatever. You be gay. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Population control. Or, well, I shouldn't say it because it's like a lot of people bitch that there's too many people on the planet, and if you guys are fucking each other, then you're not having babies. And actually, most of the gay people I know are pretty cool and will probably make better parents than most of the people I know that have kids. So I got no hate for gay people. I used to, but I don't now. So you hear me talking about something's gay or saying somebody's a faggot, please don't take offense to that, because that's not what I mean. It's improper vernacular that I've always used, and like, I don't know, I haven't gotten over it yet. I'm working on it, but not really. Anyway, so if you're a target of harassment, you need to understand, literally not everybody is involved. And possibly some of the people that you thought were involved are being harassed to cause you issues, and they don't know it either. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your harassment, maybe they harass other people so that it will affect you negatively, which is even more fucked up. Because possibly even the other people they're harassing to cause you those problems have nothing to do with anything, and they're just being told off and shit. You know what I mean? You feel me? Also, the R&M bullshit does not work the way they say it does. Remote neural monitoring does not work that way. You know how I know? Because if it did, like just from my personal experience anyway, if remote neural monitoring worked the way they say it does, why are people always milking me for information and want to know where I'm going and what the fuck I'm doing? Wouldn't the machine just be able to know that? Because half the time, I don't even know what the fuck I'm up to. I don't know what I'm going to do half the time, because things keep changing and I have to alter my plans and the situation and my, like, the aspects of the way that I go about trying to rectify situations and shit like that. Because, I mean, like, if I have something planned out or I think something's a good idea and then something better or different or another option comes up that could be reasonable or not, I still have to keep myself open for that option and look at other people's point of view. Because the world doesn't fucking revolve around me. The only thing that revolves around me is my own goddamn existence. And all the stupid people that are involved in my harassment, because frankly, they obviously have nothing better to do. Also, I have a question for you harassers. You ever actually stop a crime? You ever actually catch a terrorist? You ever actually see the people that they say do all this stupid shit actually do that shit, that you can actually prove it was them? That they were not coerced into it, or that it's not just a lie, or like, now there's all these like deep fake videos they can make, and like Photoshop on Snapchat and shit. I'm sure there's all kinds of really gay shit with my face on it. I guarantee it. Because most of the cats I know, they just think gay shit is funny as hell. Like all these dudes that get lots of chicks and shit, all they ever talk about is dick. I don't find that shit humorous. I think it's gross. I think it's fucking immature. You know what I'm saying? But there's a pretty good chance there's probably videos of me sucking some dick somewhere that were deep faked easily as fuck, because apparently even I could just download an app for free and make totally fake videos. Like, I had an app where I made a video of a satellite crashing into a TV tower. Took me all of like 3 minutes to make that video, and I know not a damn thing about any of that stuff. I was just like, oh, check this out, free movie effects, bloop. And I was like, dude, that's cool. By the way, if you download free video apps for video effects on your phone, most of the video effects fucking suck. Just so you know, they're totally lame. The ones that are cool, you got to pay for, which is also totally lame, but I can understand that. Just the point I'm making, though, like, I don't know. I've never had a Snapchat. I don't know how to Photoshop. I don't know how to Photoshop Snapchat, but I've seen people take pictures of me and then Photoshop it and show it to me. You know what I'm saying? They've showed me how they did that shit. I'm just like, damn, that was that easy? Like, do you know the kind of bullshit you could get somebody in for that shit? They're like, yeah, and they think that shit's funny, but it's fucking not funny. It's just not. Also, If you're a target of harassment, you got people messing with you and they're on Section 8 or they got kids and you know they do drugs and all shit like that, call CPS on those assholes, dude. Call Section 8. Call the food stamp. Get those motherfuckers in trouble, dude. Even if they got enough pull that they can get out of that shit because they're like working or being paid or involved in the shit and they get like freebies or whatever, at least there will be an investigation and it'll be marked down. There will be a history of them being checked for that shit. And eventually some other person that's not involved in being targeted and shit is gonna see that shit too and make mention of it, and they're gonna be all the way fucked. You pussies ain't gotta worry about me doing that because I'm more focused on other shit that I have to do and I really don't give a fuck. I don't care. You motherfuckers are not worth my effort to have revenge on. You're just not. You assholes aren't worth the amount of change it would cost me to buy one single round to put in your bitch ass. You're not worth the amount of effort it would take for me to make a phone call. Which gets to my next point about targets. If you're targeted by harassment, dude, all your phone calls are going to be redirected. All of mine are. Damn near every phone I touch. And then they talk. I don't know why these idiots think that they're like, these people think I don't know. Like, well, at least I think they think that I don't know. I make the assumption that they think I don't know. Like, I could tell. You could tell by the way they talk. If you've been involved in this bullshit long enough, plus they'll repeat things and say things that will correlate with people that you know. Doesn't mean that the people that you know are involved. I'm still iffy about my family. I don't know. I was fully convinced it was them in the beginning, and I was fully convinced it was them for a really long time, and now I'm not really sure. I can't tell. Can't quite tell. I'm not fully convinced anymore. Like, they may just be doing it to cover their own asses. And please don't hate on all the people that do harass you, because some of them just do it to cover their own asses. That's one thing about stupid military motherfuckers that they don't understand about real life. You're brainwashed, motherfuckers, you pieces of shit from the military. You know what the number one rule of real life is? Fucking self-preservation. So, to that point, some people do it to get out of fucking, to get lesser sentences and lesser charges and stuff. Some people do it because they're threatened. Some people get paid to do it. That all goes back to self-preservation to a point. Some people are just assholes. A lot of them are stupid old people that just go along with the shit because they're fucking worthless and their lives are over and their generations are gone and they literally have nothing better to do because they don't have the fucking gumption and motivation to get up and do something productive. Even though that's all they ever bitch about. Like, oh, life was hard when I was a kid. Well, fuck you. It's not the new generation's problem that your life was hard. That's what technology and learning and progress is for. To make life easier. And more tolerable and more progressive and shit. Fucking get over it. Nobody gives a fuck. For real. Nobody cares that your life was hard when you were old back in the day. Nobody cares. Nobody. Nobody but you and other people your age that are grumpy. I know people your age that are cool as fuck. They still party. Like, cool old people and reasonable, empathetic, and just smart old people that may be bitter. You know what they do? They retire to Florida and kick it. They go out and drink with their homies and fucking play golf for some reason. Shuffleboard and buy sailboats and shit like that. They fucking get dementia and all kinds of shit. And they'll wind up in old folks' homes and have people down on them and don't have to worry about everything. Oh, I don't agree with that. Blah, blah, blah. Plus, a lot of them. Why is it that old people in Florida can drive and not anywhere else? Why is that a thing? Like, you've been driving longer than anybody and you fucking can't drive. There's like large, huge portions of the older community, like older generations, like baby boomers and even older. Like, how the fuck can you not drive? How's that a thing? Like, you should have more driving experience than me and damn near everybody else on the road, and you just can't do it. Like, I don't understand that shit. It's just my opinion. Another point about being targeted. They will fuck with you on the road, and they would totally cause car accidents, dude. They do that shit. It's gay, but they do it. Sorry, it's lame. It's unnecessary and extremely dangerous. It goes back to the fucking no sense of self-preservation thing. If you cut somebody off, and you hit their bumper from, like, if you go around somebody and you hit their bumper just right, you're going to get an unintentional pit maneuver. You know what's going to happen? You're going to slide this way, you're going to slide that way, you're going to slide this way, and you're going to fucking roll. And your car's going to get totaled, and you're probably going to die. You know what's going to happen to the person that you hit? They're going to slide this, they're just going to slide off to whatever direction that you hit. They're going to slide to the opposite direction of whatever corner of whatever bumper you hit. And most likely, even if they're even a mediocre driver, they're going to be able to be all right as long as they're not going at excessively high speeds and don't have shitty brakes. you're a goddamn dumbass. And don't think you're awesome in your big ass semi trucks either, because that's even worse. Because what's going to happen is your shit's going to slide, and you're going to try to catch that shit, and your brakes don't work the same way they do on a regular car. You wouldn't have had to get a CDL in the first place. What's going to happen is your shit's going to slide, and you're going to jackknife, and your shit's going to dump. It's going to bust up your fucking semi. It's going to bust up your rig's trailer. It's going to bust up all the motherfucking materials and products that you're carrying, and you're going to have to pay for all that. It's going to jack up your insurance, and you might lose your fucking job. You're not fucking cool. You're not fucking hardcore. Oh, well, you're hardcore that you have a decent job, and it's probably something you've been doing for a while to make you think that you're good enough to do that. It's a stupid fucking idea. Don't risk your life over some stupid shit. Just make it look like you are. Because if you really know how to operate a rig, then you can make it look like you're trying to cut somebody off and still give them plenty of room to avoid your shit. For real. Self-preservation, be on that shit, harassers. You're a bunch of dumbasses, and that's why you're the harassers and not targeted, because you're stupid and just you go along with whatever you're told because you're a fucking sheep. Dummies. Anyway, like I said, if you're a target and you're involved in the harassment bullshit, not everybody is knowledgeably involved. Not everybody knows. The stupid old people probably still think they're doing something good, even though they've never deterred anything from happening. Like, why are you following around somebody that you think is a pedophile, a rapist, a murderer, a drug seller, or whatever that? You ain't stopping them from doing anything. Right? Because the fact of the matter is, whatever they're saying this person did, they're saying that it already happened. Which means you're not stopping. You're like the fucking police. Police don't stop crimes. They show up during or after it's happening. Right? Yeah. What about that? Cops only show up after the crime. They show up after or during the fact. They don't stop anything. Department of Homeland Security never stopped a real terrorist. Not once. You know who has created terrorists? Homegrown terrorists? The military. Ted Kaczynski. Like one of the dudes that claims to be a targeted individual is a Marine and went out and shot a bunch of cops. Yeah, he snapped. Don't be that dude. Okay? If you're targeted by this shit, don't go crazy and shoot people. I understand. I understand your feelings. I understand your emotions, and I understand that there are machines and chemicals and all kinds of shit affecting you to make you feel that way, but you need to hang tight. There's no need to flip your fucking lid. I'm not going to tell you to be positive and pray to God and all that other bullshit and everything's going to be fine, because I don't even know, and I don't fucking believe in God. And I know you're going to wig the fuck out. I wig out. I fucking wig out. Fuck yeah, I do. I used to wig out all the time, like really bad too. I used to hulk the fuck out. And it's hard sometimes. But it's totally not worth getting locked up in a mental hospital or going to jail or having to pay a bunch of fines and all that bullshit. It's not worth it. Sometimes it is. Yo, fuck you, pig in Gold Beach. You bitch-ass bald motherfucker. You're the only cop in the whole country that gave me any shit. And you thought you were going to shut me the fuck up, didn't you? And what happened? I sat in the police station for 8 hours straight, just bitching the whole time. Cost me $1,400 over, y'all made me cop. I am on the internet right now. My name's Jonathan Chaplin, and I had some organized harassment people give me some bullshit, and I snapped on them and went off, and they were like fucking hundreds of yards away. The cops come, and since it's not illegal to be outside being loud, because that's why it's called your outside voice, and it's not illegal to be pissed the fuck off, they had to make me cop to a litter thing. They made me plead guilty to a litter ticket. Me! Mr. Eco Dude. I fucking totally tested the water by the Perry's nuclear plant in Lake Erie and found out that the nuclear, like, residue and shit in the water and pollution in the water is over the legit limit. And they made me plead guilty to a false litter charge because I was just cleaning out my van. I wasn't throwing stuff all over the ground. I was just pulling it out and putting it back in. I was trying to reorganize the shit. I explained that shit to him like 20 times. Now, before this dude showed up, this cop chick showed up that I talked to the day before who was really nice. And she's like, I thought I told you you had to move. I was like, I told you I already know I have to move. Because you're only allowed to be there for a certain amount of time when you park on the coast. It's like 8 to 12 hours or some shit. But like when I got up, I couldn't find something. I need some other shit. I had a doctor's appointment coming up and I had to find something. So I had to tear everything out of the goddamn van and rearrange a bunch of shit. That's all I was doing. And I told her that. She's like, well, I need you to calm down. I was like, no, I don't fucking have to calm down. I'm fucking pissed off and I'm fucking outside and I'm being loud. Please just give me a minute and I will calm down. I'm not trying to be abrasive or aggressive towards you. I just need a minute. And then that cop showed up and folded me the fuck up. You know what? I told him to subpoena that video. You bitch ass pieces of shit in Gold Beach, you get that bitch's video. Get it. And you can get the video from the day before. She had that thing on. She said she was recording. So, like, if y'all aren't on some bullshit, then you would have that shit. Right? The only reason I copped to the fucking littering thing is because I figured it would take fucking months and months and months to go through a trial, and I wouldn't get a legit jury. Just like when I went up in there and that whole shit was staged. Like, I know the deal, man. Y'all are some pathetic motherfuckers, man. Fuck y'all. If you're a targeted individual, go to Oregon. They can't keep their synchronicity up. They fucking hate you, and there's not enough people there to help them do that. That's why there's so many other people that come from out of town. Go to Gold Beach. Go there. It's not a bad place. There's a lot of cool shit to see there. The fucking beach is awesome. There's all kind of rocks and stuff on the beach, and weird little critters, and sea anemones, and crabs, and starfish, and kelp, and seals, and fucking whales, and big-ass crazy birds, and look, it's awesome, dude. Anybody, actually, just go to Oregon. I didn't even know... Oregon was one of those, like, Oregon was one of those non-existent states to me. You know how, like, you live somewhere in America, and you know that there's other states somewhere, but you never hear anything about them on the news, and you don't know a goddamn thing about them? Oregon was one of those states to me until I went there, and Oregon is fucking awesome. It really is. It's just like California, only cheaper with better beaches. Sorry, Cali. Like, I'm a legit Californian. You know what I'm saying now, but, not a lot of rock climbing on the beach like there is in Oregon. Not a lot of critters and stuff. Well, at the beaches that I had the opportunity to go to. I have a cat, so there's not a lot of beaches in Oregon you can take animals to, and most of them are dog park beaches, and frankly, it's probably not a very good idea to take a cat to a dog beach where there's shitloads of dogs. It's logic. So yeah, if you're a target, or if you're anybody else, check out Oregon. It's a really cool state. And yes, Oregon, you can fucking thank me when I get back over there to check out some shit that I missed for sending a bunch of people to come check out your awesome state. Fuck y'all. But anyway, like I said, let me get off my rant and back to what I was saying to begin with. Being a target, not everybody is involved. And you're eventually going to come across people that might actually be trying to help you, and you may push them away or freak out or just avoid them altogether due to the situation. But yes, when you go out in public, there are most likely literally almost as many people there to fuck with you as you think there are. But the only way you can really tell that is not going to be by the way they talk, or their little and all their stupid little gay shit that they do. You need to look for physical shit. Like the braiding thing, not really sure how I feel about it, because I've had, like, when I went across country, obviously there was going to be a bunch of them, but, like, I mean, people use their lights, sometimes their brights are on and they don't know it, sometimes somebody's got a light out and they don't know it, you know what I'm saying? You can't always attribute that to the situation, although it's a good indicator. You need to look for hand gestures and shit like that. Like, I don't know what people's color codings are, because they personalize each situation to each individual that's in the fucking harassment thing, but just be wary, man. And also, if you got homies that fucking harass you and shit, and they're your homies, and you're still having a good time, but you start getting all nervous and weird, could be a machine. I'm sure they are doing it, you know what I'm saying, but I don't even talk to any of my homies anymore, and some of them were still cool. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try not to hate on people, because like I said, some people just, they don't have a choice, or they're threatened into it. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, I keep looking down. I don't really use the phone camera thing right. Don't hate on all your homies. Don't hate on your whole family. Even if they're doing it and you fucking know they are, it's probably because they're a bitch and fucking they were tricked into it or forced into it, and they're scared of the people that are doing it. And once again, I feel it necessary to make the goddamn point. I'm not afraid of the fucking feds. I'm not afraid of the military-industrial complex. I'm not afraid of the fucking government. I'm not afraid of the fucking police. I'm not afraid of the fucking stupid-ass Freemasons. I ain't afraid of no goddamn mob. I'm not afraid of God, and I'm not afraid of Satan. I'm not afraid of any of that shit. You motherfuckers don't intimidate me in the slightest. You may make my life difficult, and I may calm down at points of time when you try to force me to calm down, because I just know it'll make my situation worse, but you don't fucking scare me. And I'm not intimidated by any of you motherfuckers. You're a bunch of pathetic fucks. You know how I know? I'll tell you how I know. Because apparently I'm a fucking nobody, but it takes thousands of you motherfuckers and years and tons of money to make my life fucking miserable. So, I'm still here, motherfuckers. I lived through that fucking fatal truck accident. How's that make you feel? Like y'all slip me all kinds of shit and you use your fucking machines and I'm still fucking here. I'm under the impression that I most likely have cancer and still don't give a fuck. So, what's that shit them kids say nowadays? Come at me, bro. Also, other than my shitty rant, since, honestly, I always hated cops until I took my trip. And, well, not all cops. I'm sorry to the cops that have been my homies from back in the day. I haven't seen you all in a really long time. Nothing against you. My homies in the mob that I didn't know were in the mob until I didn't see them for a long time. Stop laughing at your friends. They don't get it. Okay? I'm sure they're all pissed off. Dude, there's no need to even bother explaining it to them because I'm not important enough for them to want to wipe out anyway, right? Yes, it's funny, but they'll never get it, dude. They never will because they don't fucking know me for real. Also, wouldn't mind seeing you sometime. Haven't seen you in a really long time. You know? Since just before Job Corps or just after Job Corps, you know who you are. Anyway, yeah, if this really is the feds, although I really don't think it is, if it is, hit me up, man. Call me. Call my parents' house. They'll let me know. Like, I have no problem talking to feds, dude. Whatever you want to know, I will fucking tell you. Like, I'm fairly convinced whatever information you're after is probably not what you think it is. Or maybe it is and it's just been exasperated or whatever. Exaggerated? Exasperated is not the word. Exaggerated, I got the wrong word. Exaggerated upon. You know what I'm saying? Or blown out of fucking proportion. Or fucking could even be some false bullshit because I fucking don't know. Like, that's the difference between me and other people that are targeted by this shit. There's tons of reasons they could want to do this shit. I have no problem with admitting that, dude. I used to be a scumbag piece of shit. Fuck yeah, I was. Fuck yeah. Totally. Not a complete scumbag, but I've done some legit shit that would cause people to want to have concern and all that shit. Absolutely. So, like, if this really is just some Fed bullshit, you're more than welcome to come talk to me or ask me whatever. I don't fucking care. I will answer your goddamn questions. No, I will not tell you who my homies were when I was selling drugs. And also, even if I did, I fucking don't even know what their last names are or anything. Or I would have contacted my homies and wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now because I'd still be kicking it with my fucking homies. My real homies. Know what I'm saying? Also, to that point, if you're a target of harassment, not every cop is crooked. Not every cop is crooked, man. Some cops will be cool to you. They'll patronize the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? They might give you bad directions to go somewhere, you know, lead you off into some stupid shit. But they won't be complete assholes. And I appreciate that. Shout out to the California Police Department. Every place I've been to in California, y'all never gave me no bullshit. Even when I was freaking the fuck out up there by the Sequoia Forest when I was out camping in the woods and shit, y'all were cool about it. And I super duper appreciate you not giving me the 5150 and giving me a chance to calm down even though I was cussing you out to your faces and shit. Because by the time we were done, we were cracking jokes and shit. So I appreciate you being a reasonable cop and not one of those dickheads that just runs out and fucking shoots people all the time. Because I know not all cops are bad now, as much as I really don't like saying that. Also, like, shout out to whatever that Chips cop dude that didn't pull me over for speeding. Also, I like that you still rock the Chips outfit that's all gold and shit. That shit made my day, dude. For real. I don't know. I don't even know if other people know what I'm talking about the Chips thing, but thanks, dude. Thank you for being reasonable. That's awesome. People, there are good cops out there, and that's coming from somebody that's organized. That's coming from somebody that honestly thinks that they are being targeted by organized harassment, organized stalking, and electronic harassment by community-based situations and shit. Not all cops are assholes, man. There are good cops out there. So thank you to the good cops. Right on, guys. Right on. Don't put that thin blue line up your nose. Jokes? Okay. All right. This video is already too long. I just keep trying to think of rational points to put out there to people because all the videos I see say the same fucking shit. Guess what? It's not demons, peoples. And even if you want to put a religious aspect on it, you have to go further into it. Like, sure, you could say that it's demonic and even all, but it's still asshole people doing asshole shit. And a lot of it's people using machines. And machines are not demons. Machines are just fucking machines. Mind control is just mind control. That's like, you want to say it's evil? That's fine. You want to believe in God and God to be your comfort for that shit? That's totally cool. But you can't put religion in front of everything or you're just going to go nowhere with it. What are you going to do? Sit around and pray about it for the rest of your life? Do that shit. Hit me up and let me know how that goes for you. Anyway. Oh. Watch some narcissist videos. I've been learning about narcissistic abuse quite a bit. I feel the need. Oh, well, this is not a proper video to promote those people because then it'll make them. I don't want to make them look bad on my crazy videos and stuff. But that's another thing. I try to keep everything logic and basic. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I called the FBI about my situation, I didn't tell them I was being gang stalked and all that other bullshit. All I said was like, hey, man, I've been trying to use this debit card all over the country. It's a direct deposit government card. And, like, people at these hotels have literally told me to my face that there are flags on my card. Like, did I do something wrong? Is my shit... Like, what's the deal? Do I need to talk to you? Do I go to the FBI? I can't even get my Equifax information back or whatever. What do I do? And, this is what they said. They said, sir, if you were on a list, we couldn't tell you. But most likely you should just probably not trip out too much. They didn't say trip out. You should probably just calm down and look into identity theft. And that's what they said. And sure enough, a couple days later, scammer called me about trying to like open a new credit card because my Visa card had such good credit. I've never owned a Visa card. I literally got legit somebody telling. So I called Visa and I called a couple banks and all that. And there's totally a legit solid record of me having a Visa card. Never had one. So identity theft very easily could be the issue with my card. Also, you bitch-ass faggots in Gold Beach, I know you cut my shit off at the bank. And you know what? I still used another bank in Gold Beach for the ATM. Just not the one that's across the street from the courthouse and shit. And yeah, I always pay my goddamn fine on time and everything. So, fuck you. You can have that money. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I do. Obviously, it's making me broke and causing me problems and shit, but fuck y'all. Y'all know what you did. Y'all know that you fucking made me cop to some bullshit because you knew you couldn't fucking charge me on some shit. And, like, I just knew that you were going to drag this shit out and I wouldn't get a fair shake and I wouldn't get a fair fucking thing because the justice system is fucked. People like you are the reason that Americans don't like America. For real. So, anyway, people that are targeted, please take my opinions and facts of the situation into thought. Because you have to look at things rationally or you're going to make yourself look like a psycho. And you're going to probably miss out on opportunities to slightly improve your situation here and there. And if you're religious, it's cool. Pray about it all you want, but I also suggest that you look into debunking all the bullshit that you believe. Like, that's how I got to where I am. Like, if you're anybody and you believe in anything really strongly and a lot of people disagree with you or some things conflict with what you believe that other things that you believe conflict with things that you believe, perhaps you should look into things that debunk it. Look at non-biased stuff. Don't always do research with things that are biased towards benefiting your opinion because that's not beneficial to anybody. So, hang in there. Stay as calm as you can. I don't know if things are going to improve. I really don't think any of these people will ever be brought to justice because, I mean, Nazis? Is that not a good enough thing to say that, like, yo, these dudes were Nazis and they tortured all these fucking people and shit and most of them didn't get in trouble or whatever. Like, is that good enough? Like, I don't know. See, who else? The conquistadors, what was the other thing? The Spanish Inquisition. Like, I mean, there's tons of people that never get in trouble for shit. Oh, well, God will make them pay in the end. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Like, you may believe that shit, but are you really sure that's the truth? So, like, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and be like, oh, well, they're going to pay for it eventually and karma and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to tell you that shit. Because I actually care. And I understand what the fuck you're going through. And, like, even if they do come to justice, you most likely will not get to see that shit. And neither will I. And, like, I'm not saying that's alright, but there's really nothing we can do about it, so. I have now started to, I think videoing them may actually be a good idea, though. Like, I used to think it was stupid and a fucking waste of time, and I stopped videotaping people a long time ago, but, like, I don't know, I videotaped 2 or 3 people, and they got spooked as fuck. I'm like, oh, so you don't want to be seen on camera. The only reason I want to be seen on camera is because if anything fucked up happens to me, I want people to know. Like, it was me, dude. Like, this shit was happening, and that's what caused whatever to happen. You know what I'm saying? I most likely will not freak out and kill myself or kill other people. I don't feel the need to do any of that. Like, I used to back in the day before I... See, that's the weird thing about it, too. Before I even knew that there was such a thing as organized stalking and electronic harassment or gang stalking or whatever stupid label you want to put on this bullshit, I used to feel that way. I always was like, yeah, fuck it, man. Wait, one of these days, I'm going to get you motherfuckers. And I used to snap on people all the time, and, like, I felt really depressed all the time. Now that I know they do the shit intentionally, it just irritates the fuck out of me. Do sometimes I talk shit? Of course I do. Like, people get pissed off and say all kinds of shit. Like, back in the day, dude, back in the 90s, everybody said they were crazy. Everybody. They thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Oh, I'm fucking crazy, dude. You don't know me. No, really, motherfucker, because I get a check. I'm legit on papers, them saying I'm crazy, and I don't even think I'm crazy anymore. I could be wrong. I could just be completely paranoid, and it could all just be some fabricated shit in my head because people told me a few things, and I saw a few videos, and just that seemed to explain my situation. I could be wrong, and I know that. I'm open to being wrong. I just see things physically happening. I'm just like, that's a little bit too much more solid proof, because all the people who tell me I'm crazy and the shit's not happening, they have literally no fucking proof. They have no proof or evidence that it's not happening, but I've seen this shit, and other people have pointed things out to me like, dude, this is happening to you. Or I've been something like, did you see, like, yeah, dude, people have been with me like, yeah, no, that totally happened, man. Like, people will throw me in, like, people, if they're solid, dude, they will totally throw you a bone every once in a while, like, yo, dude, well, you know, keep an eye on so-and-so, or somebody said this, or like, yeah, did you ever think that maybe when this happened, it was this instead of what you think? People will let you know. And if they got kids, oh, that's the best. Because kids don't feel the need to lie about shit. Or not to me, anyway. I don't know. I don't fucking like little kids, but little kids seem to love me. People used to have me babysit and all that shit, and kids are entertained with me because I don't talk to them like they're little kids. I talk to them like they're fucking people. So, like, stayed at my buddy's house, and, like, kids came over and they were saying stupid shit and being all loud and stuff, and, like, when his parents weren't close enough to hear, I was like, they tell you to come in here and say stupid shit, don't they? He's like, yeah. I'm like, they tell you to be all loud and then yell at you for being loud, huh? He's like, yeah, they do. I'm like, yeah, they do. Yeah, they'll tell you, dude. Mostly little kids, though. Like, I don't know if the teenagers and shit will, because teenagers are a little bit more like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'll take some money. You know what I'm saying? But, like, there's ways to find out shit. There's ways to get people caught up in stupid shit. So watch my video when my family's all wigging out at me, and watch what's going on in the beginning, because I'm all in a good mood and chilling, just cracking jokes, and then listen to some of the shit that they say when I get up there, and notice whether or not it's something I was saying on the phone in a regular tone of voice when nobody's around, because they were all upstairs the whole fucking time. Check that shit out. Oh, and before I go, I do have to give credit to technology. Like, I don't really believe the machines control people all the goddamn time. I get the twitches and this, that, and the other. I believe that you can affect people's brains and their body movements and their thought process with machines. But some people believe that shit is all just people being completely controlled by machines. And I think that's a really big stretch. Just like I think the demon thing is just... I don't believe in that shit, so I think it's stupid. But if it's real, then I still think it's a bit of a stretch. But, like, controlling people with machines is actually a thing. I just don't think they do that to everybody around you, because that's just... that kind of shit's beyond my comprehension. Like, now, I do believe that there are machines that can do that shit, and I know that they always have technology that's 30 to 40 to 50 years ahead of what they give to the public. I'm not sure what I think about the satellite harassment bullshit. I'm pretty sure that all that shit's ground-based and they can fucking do that. Airplanes, maybe, this, that, and the other, but, like, I'm under the impression that you can use some mediocre to moderate technology to do most of it. And all the advanced technology, I don't think it has to be as far away as they say it does to do that. It's just a theory.